Good afternoon. It is Miss Kim with Miss Kim's Tarot and Tearoom.com. It is the 19th of May 2026 and it's 2:13 p.m. I am in my inner sanctum in my room. I have to lay in bed for a while to rest my leg because of the injury that I had. But I wanted to do a spread. I tried to do a live feed. I'm still working on how to do that. But anyway, it failed miserably today. And I really don't want to spend many more of my life minutes doing that today. So I just thought I'd go ahead and do a quick 10 card spread for the next couple of days. And see what it is that we as a collective need to know spiritually and how things are going to kind of pan out over the next couple of days. So I'll show each individual card since I can't show my hands right now, with another camera. So it's time to rest. It's time to reflect on some things that have been causing you stress. It is time to distance yourself from some things that's caused you stress. If it's too much stress, you need to distance yourself mentally from that. If it's something that has plagued you and you've not taken the quiet time enough to understand it, then it's time to contemplate and take a good look at it. So that's our first card, and that's what's going to be kind of what we're building this reading on. It does say that there's opportunities. There could be a meeting of some kind, a meeting of the minds to work on a certain material plane issue. So it could be a mediation of some sort. It could be something having to do with somebody wanting to invest in your skills and have you do some work for them as a freelance. It could be any of those things. And so here we have fear. This is nothing but straight fear. This is if you keep doing what you're doing, your thoughts are going to take too much control. You are not your thoughts. Thoughts are things, but you are not your actual thoughts all the time. So just be aware of that at night, those things multiply. This fear, worry, mental illness, anxiety, all these things multiply, and it can take over. So just be aware of that. And here we have the search for wealth. It is going to be a little bit more stable of a time for you this week. So take advantage of what's coming in and put a little bit back. Be aware of that. And know that this could be the beginning stages of something really important in your life financially. And here it is showing enemies. Everybody, no matter whether they want to admit it or not, has people, unless they're people pleasing. And if they stop people pleasing, they'd have these too. People who do not wish them well, people who are enemies, people who are competitive, people who confuse them, people who are dishonest. So this kind of phase is starting to leave. And it's so interesting because I'm trying to keep from squishing my dog because she's asleep beside of me. That some of the people who have tried to snag your plans in some way or cause you to doubt yourself or control how far you went, these things are leaving. The people that are doing this, the people that are saying things about you that are not true, those people are leaving your life. And I know that there's sadness with some of these people going, but there's probably also a relief because you don't have to deal with that heavy, burdensome emotional stress that causes. And then here we have, there could be some delays to activity, but do not worry, because in a few days, things are going to start to take off again. I believe that we talked about that a couple of days ago. And then it is saying that there are burdens that you have been carrying, that it's time to put them down. Put down things that you cannot do anything about anymore. You know, you may have tried and tried and tried and tried, and it just doesn't seem to take right. Or you may find that it gets even more complicated the more you try to fix it. So stop trying to fix things that are completely broken and move forward and put your rods down. And then here we have stability, consistency, where you're moving into a phase of your life where maybe you weren't supported the way that you should have been supported. And it is showing a stabling force coming in, or you are becoming more stable and you are attracting more stabling forces around you. People that are worthy of your attention and vice versa. It's a different kind of person. And then here we have hopes and fears of carelessness, apathy, and negligence. I really feel that these cards are all in tandem with each other. And these are past experiences that you may have gone through, our collective consciousness has gone through. First we have fears, and then we have the reason why we're fearful, because of these people that are showing up in our lives to make us feel more fearful and insecure about our environment and what kind of safety we have around us. And then we have a point of carelessness and apathy about the situation. But you always remember, when you pull the Fool, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to your surroundings while you're being that carefree soul. It comes back to bite you in the butt later. And then it shows our home lives will stabilize, we'll have much more harmony. So there's some good things that are coming out of this reading. And it's really feeling to me like moving to a different head space and consciousness. And it's kind of showing up in the cards of, you know, our mundane surroundings that we've been in, becoming aware of that, becoming aware of the people that are holding that position in us, causing us to stay at that position, pushing us down, not being comfortable with us evolving, because they're not comfortable with evolving. They want to stay how they are. And then it shows kind of the presence of us really recognizing who they are, and the fears that we have, maybe having to let these people go, or let a job go, or whatever the situation is. Let our thoughts go from the past that's held us down. I certainly know I'm guilty of that. And then moving into a space of more comfort and allowing ourselves to thrive instead of just survive. And we can decide, you know, because people are constantly talking about the life that society has basically created, where we are go, 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 but we decide if we're going to go, you know? We decide what we're going to do. It's not like we're some mechanical robot. We do have a choice on how we're going to live our lives. And sometimes the best way to live your life is slowing down and taking inventory and finding out you're more productive when you slow down and saying no to things that you do not want to do, or you don't have time to do that moment, and not pleasing people because you want to keep them in your life who you probably don't want in your life to begin with, you know. Usefulness. I heard a lady the other day that was another reader that I was listening to, and she said something that really knocked me back. She said, we all use each other. And I disagree. I disagree with that. I am not here to be used. You are not here to be used. There's a difference between being of service to people and being used. When you're of service, you do a thing for a person, and you know, that is what you have chosen to do. When you are being used is where a person is constantly taking advantage of you and not being accountable, wanting to reciprocate either. So no, we're not here to use each other. We are here to be of service with the gifts that we have that we choose to give other people. That's the difference. So I guess until we learn that lesson, we've got some problems to learn the difference between being used and being of service, and to know if somebody is using you, or you are not receiving reciprocal energy. So that is all I've got today. That's more than enough. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I am Miss Kim with Miss Kim's Tarot and Tea Room. I'll put my information below if you want to check out my website or any other information, and I will talk to you later. Bye.